I wanted to make a short video on using a concrete breaker on a B series Kubota front loader backhoe. I had quite a bit of concrete breaking to do in the future. I've got various, well, probably 300 or 400 feet of concrete paths to break up. I had an old concrete pond to break, and some work in my workshop floor needs to come up, and a new doorway put in. So there's quite a lot altogether, and I didn't really fancy doing it by hand. So I put a posting on Facebook asking if anybody's experience is in using a breaker on a backhoe, small backhoe, and most people said don't do it, it's bad, it'll break your machine, it'll destroy the bushes, not a good idea. So that kind of put me off for a while, but as time went by I got a bit more determined and I did some research, and I thought, well, if it works on a mini excavator, why not on a mini tractor? So I did. In the end I started looking for one and eventually bought one. This is the machine that it's to go on. My old B1550, very good machine. Had it years and years now. Works fine. I've made my own homemade quick hitch on the back there. So the breaker that I bought is this one here. This is a JCB model. It's the smallest one they make. I believe it's an HM 08T, I think is the right number for it. Second hand, obviously. It was pretty good nick when I bought it, but I did have to modify it quite a lot to fit in my machine. So I had to strip it down completely, split the casings off completely, and I had to widen them because my quick hitch was too wide to fit between the pin holes. So I had to split it apart, add some spacers in the main chassis, rebuild it, and I had to bore some new holes, mounting holes. The top two there are the original ones, and then I had to make a third hole further down so I can now pick it up with my quick hitch. And then I just repainted it and put it all back together. It was pretty tidy anyway, but need a bit of a respray, tighten it up, tidied it up a bit. So the only other thing I had with it was the pin which holds the chisel in was broken. Well, at least it was broken after I tried to pull it out. I tried to get the chisel out and the pin wouldn't come out, so I pulled it out with a puller and it snapped off inside the machine and couldn't get it out at all. So I left it in the end, and then I did some braking with it with the hope that it would destroy the rest of the pin and fall out, which, as it turned out, is what happened. So after about 10 or 20 minutes of braking, the chisel just dropped out and all the pin fell out. So that was easy. So then I replaced the pin with a brand new one, and we went from there. And this is how it went. So I finally got my breaker set up on this machine. This is mounted on a Lewis backhoe, my trusty Kubota. It's taken quite a long time to set this up with some hydraulic replumbing and adding an extra function to run the breaker. So a lot of people told me that a breaker wouldn't work on a machine like this very well, but we've rigged one up, and it's done all this so far, and I'll just quickly show you it in action. Well, it works reasonably well, as you can see, but concrete is quite thick in places, but also it's on a slope, which makes it very difficult to get the right angle. But and also I'm trying to break it up into quite small pieces, so it seems to work okay. I'm very happy with it. So there you go.